Dear dog, what a story we have for you this morning. A month ago today, you may recall the news broke that the Guinness World Records had found the oldest dog to ever live, and that sent our next guest on a mission to pay him a visit. So at 30 years and 266 days old, a Portuguese dog named Bobby was crowned the world's oldest dog ever back on February 1st, breaking a record that stood for nearly 100 years. Now, shortly after that, our favorite pet influencer slash best-selling author now, Rodney Habib, decided he knew he just had to go find this dog wherever he was in the world, probably Portugal. And this past weekend, Rodney, along with Dr. Karen Shaw-Becker, traveled to Portugal and found the dog and his owner. And since we
village where this dog was discovered, and literally today, the most famous dog in the entire world, according to Google searches.
Unbelievable. We got some pictures that you sent me last night and this morning of your meeting with Bobby the dog. Tell me about the experience. I mean, we could talk about this for an hour, Rodney, but in a nutshell, what was it like to meet
Absolutely.
the dog and the owner?
So first and foremost, who's ever listening from Portugal, just a huge thank you. The government of Portugal, the mayor, the councillors, the people, just the welcome that we had getting into Portugal was the most unbelievable experience.
What does he get fed? Something from a garden that they have created for him?
So yeah, online obviously, he's been taking a little bit of criticism from pet food manufacturers, which is really sad. They don't want him, they're trying to kind of muscle him into not talking that he was feeding fresh food, saying that it might disqualify him from Guinness, which is absolutely not true.
Yeah.
But he followed the same principles, human principles that we have today, right? So eat fresh, eat less, move more and more often. And if you follow basically between genetics and environment and diet and so on and so forth, he checks all the boxes and then some.
What was it like to pet the world's oldest dog?
It was so emotional.
Really?
You know what? It was godly. It was like a saint walking in when you saw the dog. Like the hairs on the back of your neck stood. You're looking at something that maybe we will never see again in all of time.
Right.
Arguably the oldest human in the world at 122 years old from France. Yeah. It was so godly, Paul. I can't tell you. It was a very emotional trip for me because it was like I just kept pinching myself, saying, "Man, is this real? Is this real?"
Unbelievable. So can we say there's another book on the way or anything, or is that under wraps?
So we've kind of leaked it a little bit online, obviously, with this trip when we went out. The first book, was all about the science, and this next book is the how to break this down for people, recipes, so on and so forth, and the story and the through line now of Bobby, where we had to stop everything we're doing and try to weave it into our book.
4 million followers on Facebook, and as we agreed upon 10 years ago, I get $1 for every follower, right?
I owe you a lot of money, brother. I avoid your calls because I'm like, I owe you a lot of money. It is so awesome, I can't tell you.
Awesome, man. Well, good to see you.
Dear Dog Life. היא ללמד אנשים איך לא להזדקק לה. רוצים להבין כיצד בובי, הכלב הפורטוגלי בן ה-31, זכה להאריך ימים? הצטרפו לקבוצה שלנו. כלבים וחתולים חוזרים אל עם הטבע. ישנה רק מחלה אחת, והיא ההתנתקות שלנו